I'll do that.
Dad wanted to do a video to talk about this field here and just the abundance that we've seen from the regeneration process of just 1.5 years on this field with our cattle.
Last video, by the way, thanks for everybody. We're overwhelmed that we got 800 views from just us standing in a field talking to each other. But we do realize that God has blessed us amazingly. I mean, I'm a lucky man. Anyhow, one of the things we talked about was regenerative farming. That really, we are what we eat. Our animals are what they eat if we're eating our animals. And if they're eating grass, then our grass is what it eats, and it comes right back down to the soil. And so part of regenerative agriculture, there's 5 or 6 principles of regenerative agriculture, depending on who you talk to. But one of the contexts is minimum soil disturbance and biodiversity. And so if you look at it, there's 2 concepts. If you look at this field, we were able to come into this field last year and graze it real close, create disturbance like nature does with fire or anything else. So we use our cows to create a disturbance. Then I got a no-till drill and no-till drilled some clover and seed into this. So we came back with the cows then about 15-20 days later, had them graze it again so that we could remove the competition from the clover that had just started to emerge. And then in the fall, we had a luscious clover. We can show you a video of the cows chomping down on clover in the fall. So we did the planting in May, and then in the fall we came back in and grazed it really, not real hard, but we grazed it. I got a nice amount of grass off of it to feed the cows. And then now you look at it here, and this is what we have this year to come back to. Minimum soil disturbance, biodiversity, biology not being disturbed, and so it's continuing to awaken itself to the potential that was here. The seed bank's starting to express itself. The clover is grabbing nitrogen out of the atmosphere and putting it into the ground and nourishing the stuff around it, and so it's pretty exciting. Symbiosis.
When will we graze this spring?
We'll probably come back in here about 2 or 3 weeks from now. If we put the cows in right now with all the richness of this clover, they would have some serious belly aches. They would have a lot of fun, but you wouldn't want to stand behind them either. So what we'll do is some of these other fields around here that aren't quite as haven't responded quite this much, we'll put them on them, let them get used to eating some good grass, not some great grass, but some good grass, and then bring them into this after they've gotten their stomachs acclimatized to surviving just on grass. Right now we've got grass and hay that they're eating together, and so we'll wait a little while to bring them in here.
What are some other things you do to keep cows from bloating on a field like this?
Our mineral guy that we use changes the mineral mix when we start to put them out on grass, so we get them some magnesium. That's important for them. At this time of year, the mineral through the winter doesn't have near the magnesium in it that we mix in when we come out here in the spring. So we'll do that. We'll also, if I had to put them in a field like this, I would definitely make sure that they had a full belly before they went into it, and also put some dry hay in here so that they can ration themselves. Cows are pretty smart. They will, like anybody, they will gorge themselves if that's all they have available to them. You put you give your kid Easter candy, and then drive home from there. You might have them throwing up on the way home, as somebody might be able to tell you about it. But cows are similar. They're probably a little smarter than us that way, but they're not totally adverse to getting a bellyache and eating too much clover. So. This field here was totally trashed last year by sheep. continuously grazed. But what it did do is open up the ground for the seed bank to express itself again and put some fertilizer on. Sheep are good fertilizers. So what you have here is resilience in action. If you notice, I mean, the clover is just lush. It's green, dark green. You can look at some of these other fields around here, and it's not near as green. It's not near as dark and luscious looking. Clover is a nitrogen fixer. It's grabbing nitrogen out of the atmosphere, free nitrogen that farmers pay a lot of money for, especially if you're looking at the world economy right now and what's going on in the world, where our nitrogen fertilizer is coming from China and Russia. And so look what God did. Sucking nitrogen right out of the air, free, putting it in the seed bank, turning grass green. Amazing, huh?
Just wanted to say thanks for watching our Dexter YouTube video. We were blown away by how many views we got, and thanks for joining us today. We really want to start creating more content that you guys would find helpful, so feel free to leave questions in the comments about Dexters, about multi-generational farming, about regenerative and holistic farming practices. We'd love to do some more videos to help you guys out and just to share more of our love of farming and our family farm here in Medina, Ohio.